We're live, folks. Welcome back, everyone. J Bone here from Smash This Podcast on a Mother's Day weekend. Cheers to all the mothers out there, the old mothers, the young mothers, the mothers to be, the mothers who are pulling double duty for their families. Mothers around the world. Cheers to you. On a Sunday night, a little later than usual, but it's life. Life happens. You adjust on the fly, and I do this when I can. That's what you got to do, you know? So, so we're talking about, oh man. So we're talking about some Impact Wrestling tonight. And while we're discussing this, by all means, chime in the chat. Let me know what you thought about this. And if you're new and you're digging the product, don't be afraid to smash that like button, smash that sub button, and ring that bell for notifications to let you know when more of my content hits your screen. Trying like hell to keep the energy up. Not easy tonight. It's been a long weekend, folks. It really has. I feel like I've been just running myself completely ragged. But we're doing the best we can here. We're getting by. But before we dive into this, later this week, like I said, there have been some changes to Smash This Podcast on a new audio format. I have it all set up. I just haven't launched it. But when that happens, trust me, I will. I'm still deciding on what to put on there. If I'm going to just do audio versions of what I hear, part of me wants to put something unique on there. But that's also going to take time to plan for, to figure out exactly, am I going to do like a rundown of the week that I watched? I don't know. I'm still working on it. Also working on a brand new merch shop for Smash This Podcast. So keep an eye out for that. It hit me last night. Just kind of going through Twitter. Demon Rocks, what's up? Glad you're here. It hit me last night when I was thinking about just random stuff. And we'll get to that. Dustin. We'll talk about it in a little bit. And it came to me like out of the blue, like setting up this new t-shirt shop hasn't been as easy as I thought it was going to. Like I was just setting up stuff, and then it was I don't know. It just wasn't come together. Like I just wasn't happy with the design coming up with for the new Smash This Podcast t-shirt. I'm not sure if the old t-shirt design is still up on the Wrestle Addict Radio. But you can go there and check. It's not like there's any bad blood. I don't know if it's still there. It's still there, by all means. If you want to support the show, go ahead and get one. I love the logo. It's kick-ass. Rant with Ant actually came up with the design. So cheers to them for that logo. But this new t-shirt is going to be something completely different. And honestly, it's going to be a bit of a throwback on someone who I like. So you'll see that later this week. I'm going to be working on the design and doing my best to get that on the shop and debut it later this week. I think it'd be really no hints though. No hints though. You guys are going to have to just wait. Jackson, what's up? Did I go to MLW last night? No, I'm going to MLW in June when that comes here. Critical Stings in here. Aries versus Cornette. Oh, that's going to be fun. Yes, folks, Aries and a lot of new faces in MLW. We'll be talking about that. We're going to try to do that tomorrow night because I know the show just went live tonight. The new episode that is for MLW. Very excited about that. A lot of new faces showing up. We talked about that a little bit last. A lot of new blood popping up here and there. It's exciting. It really is. And you know what? Let's talk about this for a second. I know this is Impact, but as long as you brought it up, I'll talk about it for a minute. And I know a lot of people are discussing this. I saw it late last night. So MLW announced that Aries, Austin Aries, former WWE, former Impact Wrestling, former Honor, you name it, he's been everywhere. He's joining MLW. Now, he was there last year in this inception of MLW. So about a year ago, he did a couple dates, but then we didn't see him much. Well, he's joining again. That's a great question, Dustin. I just might. I know I've been critical, along with several other people have been critical of how Austin Aries has acted, especially with his departure from Impact Wrestling. Very unprofessional. And a lot of people were turned off by that. You know, and I was too, because I love Aries. He's from around here. I support the local people from around here, you know. Kennedy's from Wisconsin, you know, Kennedy, you know, Aries, Champa's from Milwaukee. People from even Chicago, you know, they're from this area, this, you know, from around the Great Lakes. And I've always had a lot of pride in seeing people from this area shine, no matter where they went. Hell, even the beer bruiser, whatever they come from, he's from Milwaukee too, you know. The guy in Ring of Honor. So many greats. So, you know, and I've been various to see, you know, because and then he was quiet for a while, and then he was kind of like, you know, messing with people on social media, retweeting their displeasure in what he's been doing, you know, and acting the heel or making fun of him or whatever. But I feel like this is a clean slate. He's starting over in a new company. So, and I'm not telling you have to feel like me, okay? I'm not saying that. Some people, I know I rub some people the wrong way on social media. You see how I am on here. I'm not telling you that opinion is the only way, as in my way or the highway. Okay. You know, I'm not like that. All I try to do, show you how I'm reacting to stuff and to just give you a person's opinion on something, and maybe it'll change your mind and maybe it won't. But I'm telling you, as far as Aries, I'm willing to wipe the slate with his behavior in the past been more than questionable. And I'm willing to give him another shot and see how he does in MLW. He's a tremendous performer. And I just hope that his attitude changes. Hell, maybe he will start eating meat and that'll kind of change his behavior. Maybe he just needed to eat a couple burgers or hot dogs or something. And that comment will probably get me blocked, but whatever. He needs a turkey burger. Like what I cook tonight. So, so yeah, I'm hoping that he changes his attitude a little, you know, and things go well for him on MLW. So I still think he's one of the best, but Blood Rain's in here. Jackson's in here. Eric, what is up? Hey, J Bone. Hey, Eric. Oh. Do you support the Midwest wrestlers and a whole and a what? You lost me there. As a whole, yeah, I try. I try. You know, I take a lot. Like I said, I take a lot in seeing guys from here make it successful. Silas Young from Ring of Honor is another one. Surprised the review is on now. Yeah, well, I'm trying to get it on here at a pretty decent time when some people can catch it live, and I get it for regulars in here. And I appreciate it when you guys stop by and blow up the chat and chat it up with each other and all that. I appreciate that. Don't forget to smash that like button and smash that sub button, folks. We're at 665. We're one away from Satan's number. Somebody quick subscribe so we can hit 666 and I can throw a 666 party. I'm kidding. So all right, let's we talked about Aries enough. We gave him enough shine today. I'm happy with you though. We'll get to that. We'll review some MLW tomorrow night. Okay. We'll try to keep those hashtag MLW Mondays going. All right. Just because Raw's been sucking so bad again. So horrible. Those poor bastards. They just don't know what they're doing. But he's a genius. Samantha Heights and Kylie Ray. Yes, I'm familiar with both of them. Samantha Heights has been featured on oh goodness, a few Impact shows, I think. One or two of them, I think. Cross is a genius. Vince is insane. That's one word for it. All right, let's get into this. And before I get, well, I know I'm not delaying again. I'm just giving an overview before I jump in details of this. Oh, thanks, Kyle. Good joy. I appreciate it. Um, this was an interesting one, as obviously with the injury of um Brian Cage, when you're is injured, that's a significant person and or piece of equipment, as in the championship itself, TV for several weeks until they can figure out what to do with it. And I think they're still possibly in the process of figuring that out. I think they're trying to be patient with Cage, which I think is good. As far as I know, he was not at the Philly tapings. Um, so that means that the Philly tapings, kind of like, I'm guessing, like tonight, are going to be just nuts. And I mean, not that your average Impact Wrestling is not action packed, but like this episode was absolutely cuckoo with action. And I think that was because, like I said, when you have that certain piece or that certain person is missing, you got to make up for that. It's almost like a distraction. Like, hey, just go on, but look over here, we got this going, you know. And I feel like the show did a, a job of doing that. You know, they did the update on Cage, which is good, but that obviously is only going to do so much. So you've got to try to keep it positive for the fans. You know, I want to see Cage come back as champ against Johnny Impact, Cross, Willie Mack, you know, the new guy, Elgin. You know, so many people, and I feel like he is a good champ, but unfortunately, he's on the shelf immediately, and that does hurt. So then, like I said, you got to do what they did tonight. Just absolutely go gangbusters on action as a bit of an action, and I feel it was all right. Oh, Kyle, that's oh, just horrible. I can almost guarantee Taya does not. I mean, we like Taya here on Smash This Podcast, okay? And I can guarantee you Taya does not have a penis, okay? Okay, just letting you know. uh, is Ohio the unofficial development territory with OVW and Rockstar Pro? Yeah, you know, it's, you know, they get a lot of people from Ohio lately. Um, but yeah, OVW, they did make some kind of contractual thing with OVW recently. I don't remember exactly the details or what they all said, but basically, because Al Snow took over OVW, and that uh, um, is the, you know, what, developmental. I used to watch a couple episodes here and there, but I haven't in a long time. So, all right, let's jump into this. We've had a bit of a slow start here. Started talking about Aries and got distracted. That's all right. So, all right. But yeah, absolutely loaded episode. Start out with tag match, and there was a lot of tag matches. This You know, I haven't been on social media too much, but I'm a little surprised this wasn't compared to like a mega SmackDown or something like that with all the holla holla tag matches. But it was still, these tag matches were very good in my opinion. They were a lot of fun, tons of action, and it just showed how good the tag division is in this brand. It really does. The first match was Moose and Josh Alexander. Now, I had to remind myself that Moose has tied himself with the, and because Ethan Page already has prior commitments this evening with RVD. Speaking of RVD, I was going to do something earlier. I know, just patient. When are they going to start talking about the show? It's patient, folks. You know, I had, whoa, almost dropped them. Sorry. Got RVD here. This is a classic. If you guys haven't seen, this is a classic. This one goes back to, oh my God, my eyes. 2002. It's a Jack Pacific. All right. So who do we take down? Let's take down this guy. We haven't seen him in gosh knows when. We're gonna take down Ziggler. See, this is like the retired slash away slash no more wall, and this is like the favorites wall kind of. So what we'll do is let's move. Come on. Oh, we lost the rant with Ant card. Oh, that just did not work. J Bone is bombing it. All right. You know what? I don't need these. Where the hell did that tack go? I think I got my work boots on. All right. Well, we'll find that. We'll find that later. I just got to remind myself I can't hear barefoot. All right. So we'll stick RVD over here, saying that he's back in action for now. Right there. All right. We'll stick Samoa Joe back up there later. Ziggy. Excuse me, Dino. Oh my God. All right. We're set now. Anybody tuning in now? What the hell is J-Bone doing? Shut up, phone. All right. Thank you for being so patient. See, this is how my weekend went. It's just all over the place. Looks like Kyle's a fan of Rob Van Dam. All right. All right. So, starts out with LAX versus Moose and Josh Alexander. What did you guys think of Moose and Josh Alexander? I actually thought that they knew Bob Vila. You guys crack me up. Critical Sting says it's a perfect. I actually thought that Moose worked pretty well with them. I mean, they they lost match, which I'm sure is going to come up with something's going to happen next week. Excuse me. But LAX just, damn, they just look so good. And they just turned Alexander absolutely inside out at the end of this match, which does show that the combo of Moose and Josh Alexander, as it seemed it was, is not as good as, say, an Ethan Page Alexander. Now, I saw on, I believe it was Twitter, Santana, one half of LAX, is injured. He's got a torn something, meniscus in his knee, his left knee, whatever it is. So it was wrapped with a brace on it. And so, and I know they just got done with the whole Philly tapings, and they're going to be on their way to doing more in, I think, the New York area. Don't quote me on that. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do over the course of the next few weeks. I mean, if they did 2 days in Philly, then that's a month's worth of taping. Do two shows each day. That's a month leading up to the next big house pay-per-view, if you will. The ones that aren't actual pay-per-views, the free per-views, whatever you call them. Whatever's going between now and Slammiversary down in Texas. So we'll see this plays out. We may see LAX give up the Impact Tag Team Championships somewhere in the next few weeks, either on social media or they may announce something during one of the shows. How they're going to do this, we'll have to see how Santana comes out of this. It's not looking good, unfortunately. And he's, geez, Louise, these guys just kicking ass so much over the last several months. And they truly are, in my opinion, one of the best tag teams around. And you can put them up against any brand. Put LAX up against the Uso, LAX up against the NWA tag champs, New Japan champs. LAX is one of the top tag teams, period. And they've proven that very well, in my opinion, over the last couple of years since their inception on this new brand of Impact Wrestling. In the midst of all the turmoil, all the BS that this show has gone through. So we'll have to see. And it's a huge bummer, but nonetheless, LAX does come out with a win here. We'll just have to wait and see in the weeks ahead to see they spin this on TV. I don't know. Let's talk about that speech that Tommy Dreamer had. So he was standing there with Willie Mack, Swan, Bordeaux, and Falaba. I feel like I'm forgetting someone. Oh, but Melissa Santos was holding the microphone. That speech from Tommy was emotional. It was real. There and it was from the, and yeah, he may be talking about something that is a match coming up later and this already been predetermined. But man, you cannot deny Tommy Dreamer's passion for this sport. Dreamer's one of them. He really is. I love Tommy. And when he puts his body on the line like he does, it makes me a little sad because I know he's on borrowed time. He really is. Um, the right blood rain. Yeah, he has. Yeah. Um, and it was just, I just wrote down, wow, talking about just, and then even talking about the race thing, whites working with blacks, Latinos working with Asians, um, and they all work together tremendously, you know. And race has been such a big issue on social media again, and I feel like part of me, it's such a freaking sensitive thing. I shouldn't even bring this up because it's gonna take away from the review, but I'll talk about it for a minute. I know this whole like Lars thing, and they're even comparing like Lars to Hogan, which I think is ridiculous. Um, it's I don't understand. I'm like, okay, he said something. I get that. It's a negative thing. I get that. I'm not taking away from that. Racism is horrible, okay? My point is, my point is, who in the hell has time in their day to look up people's social media from years ago? Who has that kind of time? It's absolutely ridiculous. We've all, and don't tell me you haven't, because I'm guilty of it too. We have all said stupid shit in lifetime that we wish we could go back and take back about someone or something or a group or whatever. Um, does mean that we have to crucify these people because they said something a ridiculous amount of time ago, and they've obviously have shown recently that they're a different person. There's no reason that this has to happen. It's just a sign of our society turning a bunch of freaking snowflakes, and it's sad. Like, I don't have time to dig up people's past. Take today for what it is and live your life the best you can. Like, that'd be like me, like, well, I'm going to decide that I don't like John Cena today. So I'm going to go through his Instagram 5 years and pick it to pieces. No, that's just stupid. Anybody could do that to anyone for something in a way that they see that they can mess with for their own means. It's just so stupid. And then a bunch of people get all pissed off about it because they go, oh, well, this guy's pissed off about it. So be pissed off about it. Oh, you're pissed off about it? Well, no, I'm going to be pissed off about it. It's so freaking ridiculous. Grow up, people. It's just, it's sad what our society do. It's just ridiculous, man. Ruben, what's up? Mr. Fretz, how you doing? J Bones. So, okay, that's my little rant. Is all I'm saying is like, look, let's not lose our mind over stuff that's not worth losing our minds over. Okay? Period. End of subject. Trying to keep this thing straight. It's not working. I'm wearing this because I was out today. I was grilling. I was doing yard work. All right, back to the show. We ranted enough. Let's talk about Taya versus Madison Rayne, which became a non-title match because Taya doesn't feel like defending a title. And Tessa was on commentary. Someone in the chat said something about not being sure about Tessa. I don't remember who it was. It was one of the first comments. It's very interesting what they're doing with a few of the knockouts. Is doing their own little, we'll say, mini shakeup. It's a mini shakeup. It's just a little food. I'm sorry. Damn. I'm a hot mess tonight. You'll have to forgive me. This whole weekend's been crazy. Demon Rocks, it was you. Okay. Oh, okay. Jay, I'm torn on the Tessa face. Excuse me. I like her turning face, but I was hoping they would make her a tweener first, like, oh my, typing. Like Kelly Klein in Ring. Okay. Eugene, what's up? Hot mess, J-Bone. Thank you. Thank you, Eugene. Thank you. I take pride in being a hot mess here on YouTube. Smash that like button if you like hot mess J-Bone. I don't know. So look, I had a feeling this was coming because just the reaction on social media abroad. Impact fans, with the respect that Tessa had during her match with Gail Kim. Absolute number one, it was a tremendous, and I do believe it was kind of a passing of the torch that Tessa is going to be leading this group of knockouts. I don't want to say generation because I mean it's we'll just say this. Gail's not that much older, for crying out loud. But yeah, I'm okay with what Tessa's doing. I mean, her obviously shows that she's no longer a heel. If she's, for one, she's not defending what Taya's doing in the ring. That's a big sign right there. Number two, damn, excuse me. Number two, Josh and Don welcomed her. And number three, she got a big pop when she came out. So that right there is the crowd is accepting of her. They're not booing her for the sake of booing her as a heel. They love and respect Tessa for being the kick-ass knockout that she is. Okay. So she was there at ringside during this match. And this was an okay match. I'm still not completely sold at Madison Rayne being back. She has her, her good matches, her bad matches. This one was pretty good. Taya, gotta love her. I know some people don't like her, but I do. I feel like she's a good heel. She's very sassy, very nonchalant about how she's doing stuff, but then all boom, she'll kick you in the face, I love how she went at ringside as she's kicking Rayne's ass and then got in Josh's face and it's like, hey, this is your wife. You proud of her? Or whatever she said. That was pretty funny. And Tessa was just like, wow, that was rude. I just thought that was so funny. It's like, oh, throwing a little real. I mean, we all know that Madison Rayne and Josh are married. If you don't know, now you know. I'm sure some people just didn't know till then, but whatever. So yeah, decent match. And I feel like this is also leading to another show off between Tessa and Taya. Different now. Taya was babyface when she became champ. And we rooted on Taya. It was like, yay! I was excited for it. But now Tessa is ringside, like, I'm coming for your championship, but I'm not in a hurry to do it. So, and they were like, Josh said something to the effect of maybe Slammiversary? Maybe. That's a hint, but we got some time till before then. AAA is also featuring Taya and Tessa at Madison Square Garden. Let me tell you, I would be excited to see them headline a knockouts match. And I don't mean like Charlotte and Becky and Ronda. I don't mean that. I mean, knockouts match featuring Taya and Tessa. But I'm honestly more excited in some ways to see them featured at Madison Square Garden. I can't wait for that. I really hope AAA sells out Madison Square Garden. I think tickets just went on sale. Don't quote me on that. You'd have to check. Anybody in the New York area, I'm sure, is going to be excited for this. Just something new and different, a different brand in Madison Square Garden. I'm sure they're going to put on a hell of a show. Madison Rayne actually beats Taya. So whatever show they've got coming up, that's going to be during the Philly tapings as far as a tweener pay-per-view show, I'm sure we're going to end up seeing Taya versus Madison Rayne for the Knockouts Championship at some point because now Madison Rayne has her spot. And it sounds like we are getting, well, most definitely now, we are getting a Demon Collar match next week between Su Yung and Rosemary. Winner takes all. Winner takes all is the last thing that Rosemary said in that promo. What is the winner taking? Is the winner going to be Papa Evil's new little pride and joy? I don't understand what winner take all of what, all of what, like rule hell or something, or the undead realm. I don't understand what. I'm scared. I'm legit scared. I don't know what is happening here. But I am very excited to see this. This is going to be an instant classic. It's happening in Philly. Getting it this coming Friday. It's probably going to be the highlight of my as a slave. Yeah, that could be. That could be Demon. Could be. So yeah, it's just Rosemary said it. Jordan Grace with a successful win over Alexia, excuse me, Nicole. How about that jackhammer? That was pretty flippin' impressive. Thick Mama Pump doing the jackhammer in that match. Even got a subdued yet significant Goldberg chant. Oh God. If Jordan Grace starts doing spears, that's gonna just make I'm a big Goldberg fan. If you're a fan of my channel, if you watch me for a long time, you know that I'm a Goldberg fan. I hope when I'm 50 years old, I have a body like Goldberg. Of course, I'm, from here on up, I'm all right. From here on down, it's like, sexy Thor dad Bob from Endgame. And if you haven't watched Endgame yet, then I am sorry for that spoiler. Sexy Thor dad bod is my new idol. And I threw the diet out the window this weekend in tribute to the dad bod. So I'm like, man, I'm just getting a big ass blonde wig and I'm going Thor dad bob eye with this. So that just got awkward. But yeah, Jordan looked very good in this match. Finished it up with a Grace driver. I liked Alexia Nicole. I've never seen her. She must have been a local talent from up there in Canada. Given a chance to, show off some skill. And she did put on some offense, but Jordan just wasn't having any of it. She just didn't have a chance. Again, Alexia didn't have a chance against Jordan, is what I'm saying. But yeah, Jordan looking great. She certainly, over the course of the last couple months since she's debuted, has really her confidence is really starting to shine through. When she started out, she did come off as a little green. And I don't mean in the ring green. I just mean like her reactions. And things really started to change when she got that number one contender. Now, it didn't come off successfully in the end, but when she got that number one contendership, that was when things really that switched, and you saw a change in Jordan. And we've even seen a bit of a tour now. She's more she's just paying more attention to her look, which is not a bad thing. But yeah, changed it up a little bit. And yeah, man, Jordan Grace in the ring. And I mean that in a positive way, not in a Nia Jax break your face way, she's gonna kick your ass, and she's taking names, and she is gonna be Knockouts champ someday. I guarantee it. Maybe by the end of this year, maybe within the next year, but she's gonna be around a while, and I know she's gonna be champ. And I can't wait for that day. Well, then, She's just going to keep kicking ass and taking names. Um, we then get a promo from Kara Hogan. See, we had a double switch here. You know, we get a face turn from uh, Tessa Blanchard and a heel turn, Dell, from Kara Hogan. Kara Hogan's basically just had it up to here with everyone. Still dealing with helping Allie, the loss of Allie, now dealing with Rosemary wanting to avenge Allie, the death of Allie, and Kiera Hogan's she's just up to it. That's it. She's like, I can't take no more. I don't need anybody. Screw everyone. You know, and you can't blame her. You know, she can only take, and she's done her best to keep her keep her wits together in the process of all this. She's come back from the undead realm even, and that was a little bit of what's made her like this. Because I can't imagine people going to the undead and coming back are going to be exactly the same, with the exception of people like Su Yung and Rosemary who take holidays on a regular basis. Because I know I wouldn't want to. And I wouldn't get much in there. Probably the wrong kind of tan. Just not very fun. Eric says, I've seen Alexia on a couple of Smash wrestling shows, and I watched on Smash's on-demand service. Guess what? You can watch it for free. If you go and use the code below in the description, I don't promote this enough, and I really, on powerslam.tv, if you use the code, you can get a free month and check out. I'm pretty sure Smash is on there. Not my Smash, but that wrestling Smash is on there on basis, all the shows. And I've watched a little bit of it. It's decent. Smash is also on Plus. I believe you're correct on that. Yes. Kiera is a heel on Shine. Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't seen much Shine lately, but I know they do put out good product with those ladies. All right, so is upset that Kiera's feeling like this, so we may see face off between Kiera and Jordan soon. We'll see. Oh, one significant thing that Kiera said that I think really flips the switch on this whole is she says Rosemary can die like Allie. That's just harsh. And that makes me wonder if that's a precursor to something too. I don't know. I don't want to overthink that, but I also don't know what Rosemary's contractual situation is. I don't know if she's resigned because they were having a lot of resigns. I don't know. They lost Allie, or they didn't, re-sign Allie, and then he turned it into a storyline when they decided to stop featuring her. And that actually turned out to be a really good storyline. But Blood Rain says Rosemary is re-signed for a few years. Oh, okay. Oh, gotcha. No, now we know. Because there were several of them, and I know I missed a few. Like Swan did, Willie Mack did, Next, we have RVD versus All Ego Ethan Page with Josh Elder at ringside. Um, Josh there offering his love and support. Uh, I want to hear your opinions. Um, yeah, I know, Blood Rain. It did. Good enough, but it did. Oh well, what are you gonna do? I want to hear your opinions on the return of RVD. I know some like it. Some people are like, eh, and some people are against it. I'm I'm a little on the fence, honestly. I like RVD. Don't get me wrong. I love RVD. I'm glad he's still doing what he's doing. I feel like okay, and I liked his match with Sabu at United We Stand. I felt that was good. Didn't. And I feel like his match, especially here against All Ego Ethan Page, was decent. Certain moves he has not lost a step in. Others, like his splat and other stuff that he did to Ethan, looked like he hasn't lost a step at all. But when he goes out there and he's doing all this, and you just look at the look on his face, and it's, he is getting older. He is aging, folks. What are you gonna do? But he's doing his best. He's going out there. He's working with the younger talent, and he by no means buried Page. He didn't bury him at all. I felt like this was a pretty decent match. RVD is getting shit from Impact fans, some long time fans. Yeah, see, I don't understand. I mean, did you watch Wrestle Circus tonight? No, dude, I'm doing this. I did hear about it though. I saw the card. It looked good. If you subscribe to you can watch it live without subscribing. If you subscribe to you can, watch, I guess, any number of their events. So, if I hear positive things about it, I might skip my next Impact Wrestling subscription and subscribe to Wrestle Circus for a month and catch up on some of their stuff. But we'll see. It's the first one they've had in a long time. So, but I'm sure it's the card. Like I said, the card looked good. Blood Rain put the status in there. Okay, I'll check that out later. Thank you. That's interesting. See, and that's another thing. I don't. I can be critical on here. I could say, hey, I'm not into this. And if I'm not that much into the return of Rob Van Dam, that's one thing. And now here's the extension of that. Guess what? I can talk about it on here. I can be critical of it without shitting on him. I can give him constructive criticism without bashing him. I can also do it without looking him up on social media and shitting on him in the pub eye. That's the difference. That's the difference. Do you have to shit on him in the public eye? I do not feel it's necessary. I don't understand why people just want to get attention or attention seekers. I think that's all it is, honestly. I don't feel like if I'm not that much in RVD's comeback is doing for Impact Wrestling, the brand still stands tall. This whole episode stood tall. I don't have to look up RVD's Twitter page, tag him in something, and confront him on it. What is that going to do for me? What is that going to do for Rob? And it certainly isn't going to help one of my favorite brands, Impact Wrestling. I don't get it. I don't understand people's, I don't know, damn kids. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I just try to look at things a little differently as I get older, because I am an older wrestling fan. I'm not saying I'm the best damn fan. I'm not saying that, okay? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that if you disagree with something, you don't always have to attack. And that's what everyone does. Attack, attack, attack. Life is too fucking short, people. Live each day as positively as you can for yourself and for others. You don't always have to attack people just because you disagree or have a different opinion on something. You live long enough, and if you don't understand what I'm saying, I hope you do someday. It'll hit you, and it hits you hard, and it doesn't hit you very nice. All right, back to so RVD comes off with a win here, and I'm okay with that. I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh, he buried a hot young talent like All Ego, Ethan Page, and Josh Alexander. He buried the North." No, shut the stop. They had a good match. Take it for face value. Everyone's going early next week in the tapings. Yes, I know they already happened. But next week we're getting the Philly tapings. We're getting a month of Philly. And from what I've heard, it's going to be just ridiculous. And I can't wait. I don't know if I'm all for the Glenn Gilberti comeback to Impact Wrestling again. But we'll see what happens. We get the update from Brian Cage. It's a little... It is. It's a bit of a generic update. It's nothing specific. Basically, do we just have to wait and see what the doctors say about him? It sounds like he has a bruised spot. This sounds like. And we have to wait for the inflammation to come down before they can see exactly what the damage is to their back. I hope all he has to do is do some rehab and he'll be back in a month. I hope that's all it is. But they didn't say anything specific like he's got a road coming that I already went down and it absolutely sucks donkey balls. I've had 3 back surgeries and I hope he's not going down that same road. Because once you start, it gets uglier and uglier. We get another Grand Slam tag. So we had a lot of tag matches in here, but they were all a lot of fun in my opinion. We had a 4-way tag team between the Desi Hit Squad with Rohit Raju and Raj Singh versus the Daners, Jake and Cody D versus someone new that I don't think I've seen before, but I might have. Brett Banks, along with someone who we are more familiar with, Aiden Prince, versus the Rascals, Dez and Wentz. I saw somebody say that they wanted Wentz to come out with the win here. And honestly, they said right at the top of the thing, they said uh, that the Rascals were had the odds of winning. And I don't know. I mean, they're all very different teams. That's the thing. Because I really don't know anything about Brent. I know Aiden Prince is a great X Division star, a high flyer, very talented. The Deaners are, drink a beer and just, brawl and kick your ass. I'm still learning more about Jake. I know he just won some kind of championship, some heritage championship, I believe, in AEW. I saw Trent talking about that. So congratulations to Jake something on winning the AEW. Almost said AE. Did I say AEW? it, it wasn't supposed to sound like that. It was AAU, the Heritage Championship. So cheers to Jake. Can't wait to see that. And that's another one that will eventually show up on powerslam.tv in another weeks. I'm looking forward to checking out some AAW stuff. Oh, and it's another brand that's actually making their Milwaukee debut later in July. AAW is coming to Turner Hall. So maybe we might have to check that out. The Daisy Hits actually come out with a win here. Shocking. This match, I wish this match, the only thing, I guess I did say it. Wasn't meant to. The only critical thing I would say about this match is I wish it was a little longer. This one was about 5 minutes, but it was, holy cow, there was a lot of action in this one. But still a lot. Killer Kross's promo with Eddie Edwards. So things are heating up between Kross and Eddie. Loved the promo. Loved how they shot that with the stick going back and forth like a clock, tick-tock, And I guess we're getting that match next week. Killer Kross versus Eddie Edwards in Philly. LAX drinking in the smokehouse, clubhouse, whatever you want to call it. I put down laughing my ass off. This was funny. This was really funny. So LAX actually featured twice in the show in a match and in the clubhouse with Rascals. This was just goofy. Just Ortiz just drinking is just out of control on this show. Now he's drinking in the trouble. Now he's drinking in the clubhouse, trying to get Rascals to do shots with him, and Wentz spits it in his face. Dez, I forget what Dez did. Trey, like, let it all just kind of like pour out of his mouth and oh, this was probably one of the funniest, craziest clubhouse, smokehouse, whatever, Rascal segments since the inception of this whole Rascals man here. Just too damn funny. And then we get the main event, the 8-man tag match. This was so much fun, so much action, just insane. We had OVE, the four of them, Callahan, Fulton, Chris Brothers, Jake and Dave, versus Rich Swann, Willie Mack, Falaba. I don't think Scarlett Bordeaux hung around very long. She might have come out, but I think she left right away. And then, of course, Tommy Dreamer. And as soon as they incorporated the letter and stuff, that just got out of control then. What Jake did to, oh my God, the super cutter to Rich Swann. Is that what it was? I think it was. Super Samoan drop that Fulton was, trying to like do a crossbody, whatever, onto Falaba and end up being a Super Samoan. That was crazy. John, what's up? Paul Nelson. This is off the hook. Yes, absolutely. How's it going, Gene? Glad you could be here. John, excuse me. But yeah, this was so much fun. And like I said, this is another example of, hey, the champ's not on the show. We all got to step it up another level. And this match especially is an example of that. I also feel like as I analyze this show, and especially this match, we're going into Philly next week. And I've been watching what promos Sammy's been putting on social media about being the face of the company. OVE came out with a win here. And I feel like it's only a matter of time, honestly, before Sammy's on top of this in this company. Especially with the way Sammy came out on the shoulders of I almost said Jake. Madman Fulton. Jake something and Madman Fulton are both big guys. But and Fulton is just a monster in this. I really feel like this is going to be a slow pulse thing towards Sammy and OVE taking over the company, getting that Impact Championship. And this is just one of the many steps. That it's going to happen. It's going to happen someday. Sammy is so important in this brand, and I feel like his thing with the X Division was good with Rich Swann. It was great storytelling, the whole brother versus brother thing. And it shocked me when he didn't get that X Division championship, which I'm okay with. I mean, the whole process is great to watch, so I'm okay with that. It's not like they crapped all over each other and then had a great match. So then the payoff wasn't good. No, it was, in my opinion. And like I said, especially the way the match ended, they zoom in on Sammy, and Sammy's on top of the ladder, above everyone. OVE is standing tall at the end. Something's happening. Something's happening, folks. So I'm not a fan of Sammy. This may not be the greatest time to watch Impact Wrestling for you, because I've got a feeling they are finally going to give Sammy a hell of a push. I don't know how soon it is. I don't know how, or maybe it's lead something else. I don't know, but something's happening with OVE and their success in Impact Wrestling, and I'm digging it. We'll have to see where it goes. Paul Nelson says Sammy will take us into the future. He is the new AJ. That's an interesting thing. That's interesting. New AJ as in AJ Styles? Because like Styles was like, the poster boy for Impact Wrestling for many years. Very interesting. But yeah, and OVE really shocked, because there was a period of time where OVE was doing great things in Impact Wrestling, but they just weren't featured enough. This match featured everyone. and everything, literally, that OVE is capable of doing. The moonsault from Dave, the stuff from Jake, the super cutter was ridiculous. He's so good at that kind of stuff. He even got busted open in this match and kept going like 100 miles an hour. So overall, like I said, even though at the beginning of this, like I said, we're missing the champ, but step by step, all the way through this episode of Impact Wrestling show that even though we didn't have the champ Brian Cage, everybody stepped it up a notch and kicked ass and showed that we don't need Brian Cage. No, I'm kidding. I can't. No, we love Brian Cage here on Smash This Podcast. We miss Brian Cage. We hope he comes back within the next month or so and that he can defend his title. If not, throw it on Sammy. I don't know. and Fulton can just carry around Sammy all day and all night. That was a great. I gotta say that was a great visual. It really was. I can't remember if did that in MLW when Sammy was coming out with Fulton and that other guy that I can never remember his name, bald guy, the other half of the duo. And I always say Leon White, but that's not right because that's Vader. But anyways, that's the end of that Rockstar, and that's the end of the episode. So that's the end of this review of Smash This Podcast, talking about this week's Impact Wrestling. Hope you dug it. I did. Everyone really did. And it was different. It was really different. You know, like I said, we didn't have the champ. And so everyone shined, X Division guys to tag, to the ladies, firing on all cylinders. Still, in my opinion, one of the best shows, consistent. That's the key, folks. That's what I'm always talking about. The women, the X Division, consistence. Bringing the fans back. The brand is growing. And damn, they need a new TV deal. They really do. And the way that wrestling is today, it's gotta happen. It's gotta happen at some point. I'm really hoping it does. Because I mean, the Twitch is fine. Everyone has access to it. If you got the internet, you can impact. You know, that's what they say, but there's only a few thousand people watching at a crack. I don't get it. I don't get it, but it is what it is. I don't know if people are scared of Twitch or they're just like, yeah, Twitch, whatever. It's not for just for gamers anymore. There's a crap ton of wrestling on there. Hot and cold fan base. Yeah, what are you gonna do? They're killing it. If you're watching me, you know they're doing good. Unfortunately, not everyone shares our opinion. So that's it for this one. We will be back tomorrow night to do some hashtag MLW days, where we'll review the latest episode of MLW and talk about all the latest hot news, signings. Guys, MLW is another brand that's really growing, and it's an exciting time. It really is. Between this brand, MLW, other brands signing people. It's crazy. 2019 is consistently telling 2018 to hold its beer, and doing it loudly too, I might add. So that's it for this one. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to smash that like button, smash that sub button, and ring that bell for notifications so that you know when more of my content hits your screen. Good night, folks. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers and the mothers' mothers and the mothers' mothers' mothers. Much love. Good night.